Welcome back to my channel. While you arrange your session and prepare the food, don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on notifications, because today I bring you one of the darkest and strangest cases in American history, the Villisca Axe Murders. Our case today goes back to 1912 in a small town called Villisca, Iowa. The population was about 2,000 people at that time, a quiet town where people knew each other by name. In a simple house built in 1868 lived a successful businessman named Josiah Moore with his wife Sarah and their 4 children. An ordinary family with a stable life. Nothing special. But one night, everything changed. June 9th, 1912. After attending a religious event at the local church, the Moore family returned home. They were accompanied by 2 neighborhood girls, Mee and Lena Stillinger, who decided to stay over that night to play with the Moore's daughter. The time was 9:30 p.m., and that was the last time anyone saw them. After that, no one knows what happened. Fast forward to 5 a.m., the neighbor Mary went out to hang laundry as usual, but noticed something strange. The Moore house was completely silent. No sounds of children, no animals fed, windows closed, and no movement. Mary knew the family well, very close to them, and knew their daily routine. At 7 a.m., she noticed no one was awake, no children playing, no activity in the garden. The animals in the backyard cages were still locked, which was very unusual. At first, she tried to convince herself they were just sleeping in. But after knocking multiple times with no answer, she felt something was seriously wrong. The house should have been awake by 7 a.m. Mary called Josiah's uncle, who arrived immediately. They searched for a spare key and found one. The uncle told Mary to wait outside and entered through the guest room door to check inside. He found no one awake, but when he opened the door to the spare bedroom, he saw 2 people asleep on the bed, but covered completely, even their faces, and covered in blood. The uncle was terrified and quickly told Mary to call someone, possibly the police. Some sources say he returned and removed the covers himself. Different versions exist, but the scene was horrifying. One police officer who arrived was told by the uncle, "Come in and see for yourself. I'm uneasy about what I saw." The officer entered and immediately said, "The entire house, every room has bodies." Other officers, the medical examiner, and investigators arrived, and the investigation began. The guest room downstairs had the Stillinger girls, dead on the bed. Upstairs, the children's bedroom had all 4 children dead. The parents' bedroom was also a crime scene. Both Josiah and Sarah were dead. The scene was extremely bloody and shocking. The medical examiner said he couldn't identify faces because they were all smashed. All 8 victims were attacked with an axe, their faces horribly mutilated. The killer used the axe on all victims. The blows were mostly with the blunt end, except Josiah, who was hit with the sharp edge. Killer seemed agitated, struggling to lift the heavy axe while attacking Josiah. The axe got stuck in the wall during the attack and broke off. Victims were killed in their beds, their necks barely holding their heads, and faces severely disfigured. There was no evidence of a struggle or movement after the attack, no blood elsewhere to suggest they were moved. Questions arose. Why was there no screaming or noise? One of the Stillinger girls looked different, with scratches on her hands and knees and a torn nightgown. She might have woken up during the attack, but was silenced. After the killings, the murderer wiped the axe and placed it in the Stillinger girl's room, even though it wasn't his axe but Josiah's. Next to the axe on the floor was a piece of bacon wrapped in a towel. No one knows the meaning of this. The killer covered the mirrors and windows to avoid seeing himself or the blood, and to hide what was happening inside. The time of the crime is unclear, but seems to have happened during the night while everyone was asleep. No one heard anything. The motive remains unknown, as nothing was stolen despite valuables being present in pockets and around the house. How did the killer get in and out with a key? Possibly he placed the spare key himself. Neighbors saw or heard nothing. Some theories suggest the killer hid inside the house or was a guest who stayed with the family. Investigations focused on several suspects. Len Kelly, a strange man with a suspicious past who confessed then recanted. Josie Murphy, a railroad worker with strange behavior. Haxie, a serial thief who claimed responsibility but with conflicting details. Frank Jones, a former preacher suspected but released due to lack of evidence. Len Kelly was considered the main suspect and was tried twice, but acquitted due to lack of solid evidence and questions about his mental state. The house still exists today, restored and furnished with period-appropriate furniture. It is a historical landmark, and some stay overnight to experience the eerie atmosphere. A caretaker working there reported strange experiences, including hearing someone enter the house and hiding in a closet, only to find no one. In 2014, a man stabbed himself in the Stillinger girls' room but survived. After recovering, he returned to the house and apologized to it. People have attempted to communicate with spirits in the house, using Ouija boards and spirit boxes, reporting strange occurrences. The Villisca Axe Murders are more than a crime story. They are a mystery, a legend, and a paranormal tale. If you have any information or thoughts about the case, write them below and share with others. Remember, what happened there could happen anywhere, even in the house next door.